Hi everyone, this is Sheila Peters and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. Let's start with our feet in a parallel position right underneath our hips, hands on our hips. And we're going to lift our hips up and make big circles, letting our knees bend and coming up and around. Now as we take these circles through our hips, we want to make sure that we're not making our knees knock together. So we're keeping our knees going directly out towards the front over our toes. Here's our fourth one. Let's keep going. We're going to take 8 of these all the way around. Now, as you do this, I want you to see if you can exaggerate this circle here. All the way around. We have 2 more going to the right. Drop down and around. And you're probably starting to feel some of the little places where you're really getting a good stretch. Let's go in the opposite direction now. Pushing out, down, and around. Breathing through this, making a nice big circle and allowing the body to start to ease out any tight places around. And we have 4 more. So we're going for broke by going into 8 of these and really letting them go. And you may start to notice that there are other places that are reflecting this opening, not just at your hips, maybe on the sides of your thighs, maybe in your lower back. And here's our last one all the way around and lift. Good. Now we're going to just bend the knees and straighten and bend and straighten and bend and straighten and bend and straighten. Let's open the legs out so we have a wider position here. And now the knees go out over the toes as you bend and straighten. And bend, and straighten, and bend, and straighten. Once more, bend, and straighten. Let's go back to the parallel position. Take the arms out, and we're going to bend our knees as we circle the arms. So the arms go down, up, as your legs straighten. Down, and lift. Good. Down, and lift, and down, and lift. Let's reverse the arms, but keep the knees going in the same direction. And lift, and out. Lift the arms up, and out. Lift the arms up, and out. Now we're going to do the same thing with our arms, but have our knees turned down. So we have bend, and lift. Long arms, and out. You try and reach from the shoulder all the way up to the fingers, and bend, and up. Reversing the arms, bend, and out. Good. Lift, and out. Reach them up and out and reach them out. Good. Lift. Come back to parallel position. Let's work with the shoulders. We have circle front, up, back, down. Front, lift, back, down. Front, lift, back, down. And once more, around and down. Change it. Front, lift, back, and down. And circle, lift, back and down. Breathe. Lift, back and down. Front, lift, back. Now reverse the shoulders. We're going to add the knees. Bend, lift, up, front, back, up and around. Bending the knees as you work this. Lift and around. And the last one. Up, lift, other side, and bend. Lift, up, bend. Good. All the way around and 2 more. Lift up and around and down. Lift up and down. Excellent. I'm going to turn to the diagonal. We're going to go into bent knee position, folding right from the hips. We're going to come over and we're going to support ourselves here on our knees. We're going to take circles with our rib cage. So we're going to drop the rib cage forward. Now bring it over to the front. Lift it up and carry it to the side. So again, we're playing with circles here, and we're making our different parts of our body make circles to help open up any places that are blocked. We're going to circle again. Here's our third one, up and around, and drop it down, circle, lift it up and around. Let's take it to the opposite direction, going to the front and circle. Good. Up and around, and drop down, circle, lift, and around. 2 more. Drop it down, chest to the side. Lift, so we're working with that rib cage, and drop it down, and circle, and lift, and side. Now, come back into that flat back, and let's just come straight up. And we'll take a couple of flat backs over to start to involve a little stretch in the hamstring. So we're going over, and come upright, and go over, and come upright. And you're starting to feel a little bit of a stretch in that hamstring there. Backs are straight, holding onto the abdominals, and upright, and bend over, and come upright. Now we're going to bring the arms behind us, and we're going to take the same thing with our spines, but we're going to use our arms. So we're coming to the front, and now circle the arms up and around, and flat over, reach. The arms reaching. You may find that you get a little bit more of a forward stretch with the upper body so that you can get a little bit more of a stretch in the hamstring. Lift up and around, and let's take that once more. Circling the arms front, lift them up and around. And now let's reverse it. So we're going to go flat with the arms behind, and you might find you get a little bit more of a stretch, and lift the arms up and around. And flat out. Good. And up and around. And flat out. And lift up and around. And flat out. And lift up and around. Good. Shake that all out. So if you've been playing with circles, let's keep doing that. Feet are in parallel position underneath your hips. And let's drop the heads down. Circling to the right. Coming upright, chin up, over to the other side, and drop. Feeling the neck starting to get a little bit of lubrication happening. Maybe some of those crinkles in the back of the neck are starting to first make themselves be known to you. And here's our last circle. And then maybe starting to smooth out and around. And we're going to take that right away to the other side and reach out to the side. And lift, and over, and down. 3 more. Circle, lift, and over, and down. 2 more. Circle, lift it up, and over to the side, and down. Last one. Circle, and lift, and up, and down. Now we're going to bend our knees, go back into that flat back. I'm not going to diagonal, but I want you to really let the head start to be loose, your elbows are loose down, and we're going to just circle that head in this new position and all the way around, circling in one smooth motion. Circle and around. Let's go the opposite direction. Circle and around. Circle, letting the shoulders be loose. Around. Circle and around. Good. And circle and around. Good. Coming up right. Let's do a little work with circles on our lower back. So I'm going to come to the other diagonal. Second parallel, feet are right underneath. Bend the knees. And we're going to go back into that flat back position. But this time we're going to make the focus be our lower back. So lumbar, lower abdominal area. So we're dropping down in that area and going over to the side. Coming up, around and side. Now, your ribs are going to reflect this, but what we're doing is really focusing on that lower back area. And around, and circle. And you notice as you go to the back, it's kind of like a cat position. And then going to the front, it's a cow position. And we're going to go again one more time in this direction, around, and come back into the front and reverse it. So we're going to the opposite direction, up, around, and down, and circle, coming up, going around, and down. 2 more, circling, lift it up, and around, and down. Once more, circle it, and lift it up, and carry it around to the side, and down, and let's come back up. Right, excellent. So we pretty much opened up all of our joints. We haven't worked with feet and hands, and so the ankles and the wrists. So we're going to come into a 4-starch position. This heel is lifted. We're going to lift the heel up, and now we're going to circle. And of course, this is a little bit of a balance position for our body. So we have circling out and around. Feeling that ankle really get some good work there. We're going to take 4 more. 1, and 2, good, and 3, and 4, excellent. Let's put that foot down and come up and come to the other side. This leg is straight. We're lifting this leg up, flexing it. 1, and 2, good, and 3, and 4 more, and 5, and 6, keeping that balance, 7, and 8. Let's come back down. Let's just bend our knees and straighten for a moment, shake out a little bit. We're going to come back and we're just going to circle our ankles in the opposite direction. So lifting this foot up, it comes to a flex, and we go to the inside. 1, 2, keep breathing. 3, and 4, good. 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Coming down, let's shift to the other side. Make sure you're lifted. Flex that foot up. Circling inside, and 2, and 3. Keep going. 4, and 5, and 6. Excellent. 7, and 8. Good. Shake that all out. Your feet might feel like they've gotten a little bit more energy moving through them. And let's do the same thing with our hands. But we're going to take a bent knee position. So we're making a fist with our hands here. We're going to circle outside with both as we bend the knees. And bend and around. Feeling the wrist get some nice opening there. And bend and around. Let's reverse the wrist. So we're going bend around and up. And bend and up. Good. Bend and up. And bend. And we're going to repeat that with our wrists because we don't work with our wrists very much. And we're going to keep the hand open and turn out with our legs and do the same thing. So we're circling the wrists as we bend and out with the hands and up. Good. Circling through those wrists and out and bend and out. Reverse that. So we're going in with the hands as we bend the knees and up. And bend around, up, and bend, and around, up, and bend, and around, up. Good. Shake everything out. Now, so we've sort of done some piecemeal stuff. Let's start trying to put everything together. Let's take a very wide position with our legs in a rotated position. Let's repeat those circles with our hips that we did at the beginning of class. So we're coming out to the side, bending, coming down, up, and up. And now, because we're in a wide position and our legs are rotated out, you're going to start to feel a stretch in the inside thighs there. Good. All the way around. We're going to take 8 of these. So we're really trying to open up gently that upper inside thigh, keeping the back straight. And around, and we have 3 more of these. Circling, bend down and around. Good. And bend and around. Last time in this direction. Up, bend, and around. Let's immediately go to the other side. Up, bend, and around. And up, bend, around, and come up. Excellent. Bend, down, and around, and down. We have 4 more of these. Really trying to exaggerate the positions now so you can really get deeply into that inner upper thigh area, stretching. And we have 2 more. And then down, around, and up. Last one. I might have made us do 1 more, but no worries. Okay, coming up right. Let's just come back in, shake out through that area, and then go back to that open position. And we're going to add the arms as we go into just a straight bent position. And our arms are going to swing from one side to the other. So we're reaching from here, we're dropping down, stretch, and to the other side. So we're getting a little twist in our spine. So our spines and the upper torso are going in opposite direction than our legs. Our legs are just maintaining that bent knee position. Good, let's take 2 more. Down, swing, and lift. And down, swing, lift. Good. Once more in each direction. Lift, and down, swing. And up. Now we're going to add an upper torso drop as we take that. So knees are doing the exact same thing they were before. So are the arms. Our upper body is dropping down, lift, and twist. Knees go out, drop, and lift, and drop, and lift. 2 more. Drop it down, and up, and breathe. lift it up. Once more, drop, and lift. Let that head go. Drop, and up. We're going to take full circles. Drop down, all the way up. Stretch up, drop down, and go into the side. Let's reverse that. Drop it down. Let that head go down. Stretch it all the way up. Drop it down. And we're going to take it 2 more sets. Drop down. All the way around. Reach up. Drop it down. And lift. Last one. Drop it down. All the way around. And drop it down. And lift. Good. Open the arms. Let's just take another bent knee position. Hands go on the inner thigh here, right at the hip joint. Bend and stretch. So we're increasing that inside thigh stretch. Really pressing the knees out, hips are forward. And then come back upright to an upright position. Then stretch out. Good. Lift and up. Press down and out. Stretch, lengthening up and lift and up. Once more. Bend and stretch. Good. And lift and up. Good. Let's bring the legs again a little bit closer, and we're going to rotate them out. And we're going to twist to the side. We've done this position before in the past. Your weight's between the legs. And we're again going to go into a circle. So we're going to lift up, let the heel in the back come up, bend the front knee, feel that heel lifted, drop down, let this foot flex in front so you get a stretch, and up. So as we're moving the hips, transferring the weight from one foot to the other and getting some stretch in the lower leg. Up, forward, down, press, flex through, and up. And let's do that once more. Hips go forward, you're letting your knees soften, letting the feet work there, up and front. Let's reverse that. So we're going to push back, feel that heel come up, bend the knees, push forward with the hips, let the back heel come up, and lift. Come up, over, back, bend, push through, feel the feet working, up and around. 2 more, back, good, bend, push through, feel that back, heel lift up and around, and these big circles are happening with those hips. Lift, up, and front. Good, shake that out, we'll take it to the other side. So I'm trying to combine movements here in this class that aren't particularly difficult on their own, but putting them together, there's some balance issues or challenges, and it helps your body to move in a different way. So here we go, lifting up with that back, heel, push the hips forward, drop down, slide the hips back as that front leg straightens and the foot comes into a flex. Lift, push, drop, slide back and up, push it forward, drop, coming back, flex, lift and up. Really push up with that heel, feel a stretch in that foot and back, drop down, back, and lift. Let's do one more. Come up, push, drop down, and come up. Right, reversing it. Coming to the back, we're going to flex that foot. Come forward, sliding through, get that heel lifted, up and around, and push back, push through the legs, hips are moving in a circle, in that reverse direction, up and around, push it back, forward, coming into that press position with the toe, up and around, last one, flex back, good, push through, and forward, and lift, good, shake that out, excellent. Let's come back to a parallel position here with our first was a parallel position. Our feet are quite close together. And we're going to roll down from the top of our heads. So our top of our heads are dropping down. Above our waist is dropping down, and we're involving the lower back. And then we go through the lower back and fold from the hips. If your knees have to bend, you can let that happen. Heads are down, and we're just hanging here. Our first really full hamstring stretch here. And let's go back into some circles with our heads. We're going to imagine that everybody has a ponytail. And you're going to drape that ponytail and circle it around towards the right so that your neck can be nice and loose and your legs can continue to stretch. Good. Let's reverse that circle. Round, circle, third one, and fourth one.
Good. Shaking that head out. Now maybe you feel like you've been able to fold a little bit more. So right at the hips, the front of the hips there. If your knees are still bent, that's fine. Your hands are down. We're going to bend the knees down, taking a breath in, and exhale, stretching up the hips. Heads are down. And bend the knees down. Inhale. Exhale, hips go up, heads go down, long line. 2 more, bend, inhale, exhale, and stretch. Once more, bend, inhale, exhale, and stretch. Good. Coming to a slightly less straight leg, you can bend your knees slightly. We're going to rotate the right foot out so that you're going to be facing another direction. Heels are coming together, and you're dropped over. And so again, if your knees are slightly bent, that's fine. Head is loose. We're going to, again, breathe in as we bend the knees. Inhale. And push the hips up. Heads are down. So you notice that we're in another hamstring stretch, but we're in a rotated position, so you'll feel this stretch in a different place. 3 more. Bend. Inhale. Keeping that head loose. Exhale. And straighten. 2 more. Bend. Inhale. Knees go out over the toes. Exhale. Push the hips up. High as you can get them. Keeping the head down. And last one. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. And straighten. Good. Slightly bend the knees. Bring the right foot back into line in that parallel position. And knees are slightly bent. We're going to roll up through the spine to get the blood flowing in the opposite direction. All the way up. Head's the last thing that comes up. Good. Shake that out. We're going to go back to the other side, but I want to give you a little breather there. Back to that parallel position. And let's roll down. So head comes down. We're rolling through that spine. All the way down. Hands come down. Again, you're folding at the hips, and if your knees are slightly bent, that's okay. Breathe and bend the knees even more. Inhale. Exhale. Push the hips upright. Repeat. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. And stretch. 2 more. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten, feeling the length happening in his legs, and bend. Inhale. Exhale, and straighten. Bend the knees slightly, rotate the left foot out so you've got the heels touching in your rotated position. Let's bend the knees even more. Inhale. Exhale, and straighten the legs up. Again, this rotated position gives you an added stretch in the hamstring area. And bend. Inhale, shoulders are loose. Exhale and straighten. And 2 more. Bend. Inhale. Exhale and straighten. Last one. Bend. Inhale. Exhale and straighten. Feeling that long line. Heads are loose. You've got that fold from the crease to the hip and the front there. Again, bend the knees. Bring that left leg back into line. And let's roll up through the spine so you're really articulating through the whole spinal column there. And come upright. Excellent. Shake out. Let's go to the edge of our mat and let's take some squats going into a flat back. So we're going to start with our feet directly under our hips, arms up. And we're going to make our hips go behind our heels. And 1, and up, and 2, and up, and 3, and up, and 4. Keep going, and 1, and up, and 2, and lift, and 3, and lift, and 4. Now we're going to take a twist at the end of it. So we have 1, lift up, keep the hips front, twist, arms up, and back to that, up, twist to the other side, keep the hips front, and lift. Again, squat, up, twist, and up, and squat, lift, twist. 2 more sets, and squat, and lift, twist, arms up, and squat, lift, twist. 1 more set, and squat, lift, twist, up,
and squat, and lift, and twist, and up. Let's take a squat and hold it there, make fists, and we have press the hips down as the arms go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hands open, 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Reach the arms up. Let's take some plank swings. We have heads down and up and down. Lift. 2 more. Drop down. Up and down and up. Good. Opening the arms up. Let's roll down. We're going to go out into a plank. So we're rolling through that spine, walking hands out, and going into a plank. And let's just hold the plank for a count of 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Coming into a down dog by pushing the heels down towards the floor as much as you can. Hips come up. Spine is long. Feeling additional stretch in that hamstring area. And let's hold it 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5, 6. Press the heels down. 7, and 8. We're going back into the plank for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to take the back foot, wrap it around the front foot, and press out through the heels. So we're still in a plank, but we've pushed our bodies back a little bit. 10 counts. 1, 2, 3. Hold on to the abdominals. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's come back to the back foot on the floor, and we're pushing back into down dog. 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plank. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wrap the front foot behind the back foot, and 1. Press the heels out. 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Foot comes down, down dog. Last time. 1, 2. Holding the abdominals. 3, 4. Good. 5. Pressing the hips out. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Lift the front leg up, point the foot. We're going to bring it in front to the side and rotate it out. So you've got a rotated position here with this front leg, but still a parallel position with the back leg. And you're going to feel a little stretch on the inside thigh of the front leg. Then you're pressing the back hip back down so you can stretch out that back hip as well. Let's bring our elbows down. Press the elbow down and the elbow down. So you're really opening out that front inside thigh area there. And we're going to drop the knee down and the back leg and toe release. Press that hip forward. Toe comes under, stretch out and press. Repeat, knee down, toe releases, and press that hip forward. Toe comes under, press, long leg, still the hip goes forward. 2 more. Bend down, toe, press that hip, feeling the inside thigh on that front leg, really get a stretch. Toe releases, press, and stretch. Last time. Bend down, toe, and release. Good. And toe up into your full lunge. Let's bring our hands back up again, and we're going to spring the leg back behind. Knees come down, and then press back into child's pose before we go to the other side. Notice how that side we just opened up feels compared to the other leg. Maybe you even feel like you have a little more stretch to that lower back, that side that we just worked with. Heads are down. Good. All right, coming up, let's go back into our plank. And we've got our toes there. Let's do another hold for 10. 1, 2, 3, holding on to the abs, 4, keep going, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now let's bring that back leg up and bring it in, get it into a rotated position right by your back hand there. This back leg here is straight, and we're pressing through that hip, feeling that nice stretch that we get in the hip area. Let's start to open up the inside thigh. So now we're going to put those elbows down, and again, put our weight into the elbows. Keep that back leg as straight as you can, and hold. Feeling that stretch in the inside thigh. Let's now bring the knee down, toe releases, pressing that hip forward. Feeling the increased stretch in the inside thigh, toe under, flex, and hold. 3 more of this. So we have knee down, toe release, hip drops towards the mat, other leg is rotated out, so you're increasing the inside thigh stretch. Toe comes under, press back into your long leg there on the back leg there. And drop down, toe releases, press the hip down, enjoying the stretch. And curl it under and up. And obviously you're holding on to the abdominals because we're getting some core work here. And last time, knee down, toe releases, press that hip, good. Release, come back up into your lunge. Let's bring our arms up again here, and we're going to press back and go into a down dog once more. Really reaching the heels down as best you can. You might need to bring your feet a little bit closer to you. Feel those heels drop down. Lift the heels up to stretch through the instep of the foot. Press the heels down to stretch through the calves. And lift up and press down. 2 more. Lift it up and press down. And last time, lift it up and press down. Feel the hips going up as the heels reach towards the floor, really opening up the backs of the legs there. Good. Knees down, toe releases. Let's go back into child's pose just for a moment. Breathe. And relax. Whew. Good. Coming back up. Let's go back into our hands and knees position. Press the leg back into your plank and hold 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. 5, 6, 7, 8, now 2 more, 9, and 10. Good. Back knee goes down, swing the front leg forward. And this time it's directly in front of you, and you're keeping your hands on either side of that foot. You want the knee to line up with the ankle. And again, the back hip is getting stretched there. So pressing forward, feeling that nice long line that happens in the front of the back hip there. Now we're going to push both hips back. You can adjust your hands and get the front leg straight here. So we're getting more of a concentration on the front hamstring area here. Heads are down. Let's shake out through the heads and the shoulders. And feel that hip really reaching back as the foot points in front. Come up and over with the hip. So it's like a seesaw. We're coming forward and then push up and go to the back. Or we could call this a half circle. Reach that hip back, lengthening that stretch. Good. And come up and come forward. Lengthening through the back hip. Up and come back and lengthening through the front hamstring. Once more. Up, press, and go forward. And up, press, and go back. Feeling that length. Hip goes back, foot stays front. Now we're going to stay in this position. Elbows are bent, shoulders down. We're going to flex up through the heel to increase the stretch a little bit more. Push through the ball of the foot and point. And flex up, ball of the foot and point. And flex up. Push through the balls of the feet and point. And last time, flex up. Push through the balls of the feet and point. Good. Bend that front leg. We're going to rotate to the back of the room. So curl the toe underneath you. Get into your lunge. Now we're rotating the back leg. And we have an open position here. Hands are in front. We've got the heel down on this front leg, the leg that's bent. And we're going to flex out through the heel. Push through the toe and point. Increasing the stretch in the inside thigh. Repeat. Flex push through and point. Making your elbow go against that knee and flex, push through and point so you can make sure it doesn't rock forward. And once more, flex, push through and point. Good. Push the hips up, both of them, and let's drop down. And you're hanging through the legs and they're in a rotated position. Elbows are very bent there. And you're trying to keep your legs as straight as you can, but it's a very wide position. And we're going to reach our hands through here. So we've got our hands going out, heads are dropping, and we're going to reach our hands a little bit more and try to drop our bodies down closer to the floor. And your head may be actually resting on the floor. And here, from here, with this reach with the hands, we're going to bend the elbows and tuck the head in and see if you can bring the head in underneath the legs a little bit more. So it's a bit of an exaggerated stretch here. You may feel this in many different places. You want to hold on to the abdominals. Good. And then release. Let's walk our hands back, come around, and now we're ready to set up to the other side. So the other knee is going to be bent. We're going into a parallel lunge position here. Drop the knee down, toe releases, and we're in our starting position for this whole exercise. We've got our back hip going forward. We've set our knee up over the ankle there. Both hands are on either side of that leg. Pressing that hip forward. And then we're going to push back with the front hip. Both hips, of course, are going to work there. And lengthen out through that hamstring. Shoulders are down. Elbows are bent. Feet stay pointed. And come up, over, and front. Good. And press back. Push. Hip goes back. Long line. Come up. Press. Going to the front. Feel that stretch in the back hip. Up, over, and to the back with that front leg. Feeling that lengthen that happens out there. So you're pushing the hip back as your foot stays anchored. And last time, come up. Forward and press. And come up and push back with that leg. Elbows are down. Now gently flexing that front foot up as you press the hip farther back. Heel is anchoring you there. You're going to feel an increased stretch there. Push through the ball of foot and point. And flex. Push through and point. Two more. Flex. Push through and point. And flex. Relax the shoulders. Head is dropped. Push through and point. Good. Pressing forward, back into your lunge. Curl the toe under, and you're in your normal lunge position. We're going to put our hands in the front of the bent knee. Rotate out with the back leg. And we've got this nice pointed foot now, and we're working on the inside thigh. Shoulders are down. We're going to flex the foot. Push through the ball of the foot and point. Three more. Flex. Push through the balls of the feet and point. And flex. Push through and point. And last one, flex. Push through and point. Good. Let's sit down, swing our legs over in front of us, out on towards the mat. We're going to get our divine flesh out from underneath us and do a little bit of abdominal work. So let's work with our feet flexed. Our hands are out. We're going to flex our hands and we're going to roll down through that lower spine. Now, as we roll up, we're curving forward, pointing the feet and the hands. And flex and roll, getting into that lower back so you're working the abdominals. And push through and point. And flex, press it out. And push through and point. Let's take one more. And flex, press it out. And push through and come up. Let's go back down one more time. We're going to flex and press out. Now, maintaining our backs, we're going to twist side to side with the elbows bending. So the hand is staying flexed here and you're pushing the elbow back. Other hand goes out. Come forward and press. Release to the other side. And forward. Keep those heels working out on both the hands and the feet. And press. And push out. And press. Two more sets. Back with that elbow and forward. And back with the elbow and press forward. We have one more. You might find yourself shaking a little bit. and forward, and press back, and forward. Now we're going to make our hands go into a fist, and we're going to go a little faster from one side to the other. So we're going out, punch out, and shift, and shift. Keep going. Reach and twist. Keep that lower back curving so you're still working with the abdominals. Out, keep going. Out, and out, and out. And you have 4 more. And out, and push, and push. Good. Come forward. Let's push up. Point the feet. Reach the arms up. Get that back nice and tall. You might need to get the divine flesh out from underneath you. And now we'll move forward into a forward fold. Your back has been really lengthened out and worked, so you can go all the way over, lay the chest onto the legs, drop the heads down, and just shake that head out. Take a couple of deep breaths just to stabilize this position for yourself. Now we're going to work the front foot into a flex position as we reach the back arm forward. So you've got this opposing arm and leg reaching. So from here, we're flexing the front foot as we reach and flex out the back foot, which will give us a little more stretch over this front foot. Reaching it out, so both heels reach out. And then release. Let's take it to the other side. Flex the back foot, front hand comes out. Breathe in, exhale, and press both heels in the feet and the hands out. So we're doing a long line there. You may find your back flattens out a little bit more. Release that. Let's repeat that. Inhale, flex front foot, back hand, reach, dropping over, and release. Breathe in, back foot, front hand, reach out. And you find that you go a little bit over the flexed leg, so it gives you a little additional stretch there in the hamstring. Let's take 2 more sets. Breathe in, front foot, back hand, reach. And breathe in, release, inhale, exhale, and reach way out there. You may find yourself getting a little farther over your legs, and we have 1 more set. Release, bend, inhale, exhale, stretch out, opposite hand and foot. Good, and release, inhale, exhale, flex out, and reach all the way out there. Excellent, good. And come back down. Let's inch your hands out a little bit. Heads are dropped. Maintaining this position. Inhale. Exhale, flex both legs. Try to reach the fingers out along the floor a little bit more to gain a little bit more flexibility there. Heads loose. Breath in. Exhale, point the feet and let the body hang over. Maybe inch the fingers a little bit farther out. Let's take that once again. Breath in. Exhale, flex the heels and reach the hands out a little bit more. Lower the body down. Make sure that head is nice and loose. See how much of a fold you can make there from the front of the hips. And inhale, exhale. Point the feet, reach the hands out, and you're really folding over. It really is sort of a jackknife position here. And then allow the body to roll up, coming to an upright position. And let's beat the thighs out a little bit. Okay, we're going to roll to the side, dropping ourselves down, stretching the arm out, and making ourselves be in a very straight position. And we also want to rotate the legs. So we're trying to aim the top leg to the knee going to the ceiling, and the bottom knee we're trying to get towards the floor too. So you might have to wiggle a little bit. And then we're going to cross the legs. We're going to draw this leg up, the top leg up, bring it in, extend it up and out above your head as far as you can get. Bottom leg stays nice and strong along the floor. Let's flex out through the heel. And now we're going to slowly lower the leg down to that crossed in front position. So you're having to control yourself from wiggling too much, and you're using the inside thighs there. Bend in, coming to what's known as a passe, lifting that knee up and keeping this bottom leg on the floor. We're going to stretch up and lengthen and try and get a little bit more openness in the inside thighs. Flex the foot. Drive that heel down and stretch it out. So the bottom leg is staying pointed. We're going to take 2 more of these. So we're working through the hips, through the legs, obviously, some control in the core, and then also pointing and working with the feet as the inside thighs are getting a stretch. Good.
flex, and then the inside thighs get a little bit of strength work here. We have one more. Point that foot, lift it up. Try to be as graceful as you can and unfolding little bit by little bit to get as big of a stretch as you can here. Good. Way out there. Flex that foot. Come out and down. Good. Excellent. Point that foot. We're going to push ourselves up by swinging our legs forward and lifting our bodies up with our hands, and we're going to go to the other side. So set yourself up in that rotated position. We've got the bottom leg rotated out, the top leg rotated out, and your body's in a straight line. Feet are pointed. Here we go. Lifting up. Now bring that knee in as far as you can, and then fold that bottom leg, the bottom part of the leg. And this first time you won't get to your full extension, but you're still feeling an inside thigh work there, and you might feel some work happening in your hip too. Flex. Now holding and squeezing the thighs together in this rotated position. Good. And breathe. We've got 3 more. Lift that leg up. You might feel that it gets a little bit more fluid feeling as you do this succeeding number of times. So we're reaching out. You might get a little farther up. Press to the bottom leg into the floor to help you. Flex. Squeeze the legs together. Good. And let's take that 2 more times. Lift. Up. Knee in. Stretch it up. Extend, reach, all the way up there. Flex that foot. Drive it down. Slowly squeezing. Beautiful. And let's take 1 more. Here we go. Point the foot. Lift. Coming up. Knee in. Lower leg lifts. How far up can you get? How much of a stretch can you make happen? Working through the inside thigh muscles. Flex the foot. Drive it down. Good. All the way. Excellent. And come to your original position. Let's roll onto our bellies. And we're going to scoot ourselves on the mat so we are still on the mat. And we're going to take our hands down by our chest. And we're going to push up with our upper body. So now we're getting stretch in the spine through the front of the body there. Good. Hold it. Shoulders are down. Let's hold it for 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5. Keep working on it. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now pushing the hips back, we're going to go into a modified child's pose. Your arms might need to reach forward, and you're pushing your hips back and trying to get into a flat back there to ease out that curve that we just were doing with the spine. Feeling the hips go back, shoulders down, heads in line, and reach out with those hips so your back gets a nice long stretch there. Good, let's go back into our original position, pushing the hips forward, unfolding, and lift. We're not going to hold 10, we're just going to keep going back and forth into this modified child's pose, lengthening and getting the back straight, and then coming back up and going into that arc. And push back. We have 2 more of these. Holding on to the abdominals, going into that modified child's pose. Maybe you can get a little farther over. You might start to feel stretch in the armpits and the sides of your ribs. Come up, forward, press, and push with your hands. Maybe you're a little higher up with your arc there, and your hips are lower to the mat. And last time, push back. Making that back get long. Push out through those heels. Those hips, so that your arms are getting a stretch there too, the underarm area. And come up, press, hips go down. Can you get your hips on the floor now as you arc up, and then roll back down. Good. And let everything go. Okay, let's push all the way up onto our hands and knees and adjust your position if you need to on the mat. And we're going to take that front leg and bring it out in front of us. In back of us. From here, it's a parallel position, it's flat. We're going to just take some lifts, so we're starting to involve the glutes. So we're going to lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 10, 9, 10. Flex the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let that foot come down. You probably really felt like you started to engage the glutes there. Let's take it to the other side. Legs go out. Arms pressing down. Got a nice flat back. Leg is parallel behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flex it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming back down. We're going to take it once again. Front leg goes out, legs parallel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whole leg works. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flex it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it back down. You're going to be feeling this. Back leg comes up parallel. 1, engage the core. 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flex it up. 1, 2, breathe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Bring that leg down. Now let's push back. We're sitting on our heels. And we're going to shift our weight over to the side. So you get a little stretch in the glutes and the lower back there. We're going to increase the stretch in a moment, but this is just to get you going. Let's go to the other side. So you're sitting, you're feeling that stretch on the outside of the hips, maybe. Many different places you might feel it. Let's come up and over, and let's take it again. So you're sitting right to the side there. Good. And coming up and shifting and sitting to the other side. Just keep the body upright. Notice where you feel the stretch. Good. Okay, coming up, right. We're going to take, again, that hands and knees position. We're going to bring that front leg forward, and you're going to rotate it out and bend down. And even in just this position, you can start to feel stretch on the outside thigh and into the glutes. And move your hands around, and you're going to slide that back leg out. It's a parallel position, and you don't know where you're stretching. You're going to feel this. So we're pressing the hip down, keeping that back leg straight, and then you can sort of rock side to side on that hip area and find a place that needs the stretch the most. So we're getting a stretch in the upper hip area, upper thigh area, the glutes. You can keep working side to side through that. It might feel really good to sort of shift from side to side. And once you've found a place that seems like it needs the most stretch, let's bend our elbows down and drop the body over. Heads are loose. Shake that head out and really breathe through the stretch on this front bent leg. Breathing out. Keeping the focus on that stretch area that you're working on. Asking it to open up and release and become lengthened out. So it's not bunched up muscles, it's opening and lengthening out. Head is loose. Good. Coming up right. Let's sit up. We're going to roll to the other side, so the back knee is going to bend. We're going to come up and bring our legs in opposite direction. So you can use your hands to help you. Shoot that back leg out. You can come upright on that back leg, so it's bent knee, so you can really position that front leg in the way that you want to. And again, in this just simple position, you're going to feel a stretch. You're trying to keep this front leg as flat instead of being on an angle, so it's parallel to the edge of the mat there, so you can really get into that hip and glute area. Now slide the back leg out. And again, we're going to rock from side to side on that front hip. And you're going to find as you rock, there'll be places where it's less challenging and then more challenging. And we're trying to get into the more challenging area so that we can really stretch it out. Shoulders are down as you rock side to side. Good. And you're going to go to the place that seems like it's the most challenging for you. And then once you've gotten there, we're going to bring our elbows down. And let our upper body soak over. You can inch your hands out a little bit. And just breathe through it. Shoulders are down. Try not to lift the shoulders up. Back leg is straight. And we're talking to that area in our body that is feeling the most challenged. And asking it to breathe and lengthen out. And release any blocks that might be there. In the hip, glute, upper thigh area. Let's take another deep breath in. Exhale. And lower the body over. And then push yourself upright. Let's bring the back leg around. And let's come facing the front. And just shift those legs out. That was a pretty intense stretch there. Let's go into one open second position, just going forward. So opening the legs up as much as you can there. And sitting up tall, let's roll down through the top of our heads, curving through the spine, reaching out. And now we get to really benefit from the stretching that we were doing in the inside thigh. And hands go out, heads are down, allowing the body to really fold. And just settle. And let's take a flex out through the heel. So we're pressing out through the heel. Maybe you can get the body a little farther over. If you can settle all the way into the floor with your head touching on the floor, great. I'm keeping my head up so there's not too much of an echo and my voice doesn't get so muffled. But that's where you're aiming towards. Take a deep breath in and let's point the feet once more. Trying to inch a little bit farther out. So you really are letting the upper body flatten out against the floor as the legs go out to each side. Breath in, exhale, flex out through the heels, pushing the heels away. Maybe you can achieve a slight wider position here with that press out through the heels. Let's take two more, point the feet, breathing, trying to enjoy this final stretch. Flex out and press out through the heels. Again, trying to see if you can achieve a little more width in the legs away from each other. And point the feet, breathing. And flex out through the heels. And extending those legs out and the torso forward. Keeping the heels nice and flexed, let's roll up through our spine, coming to an upright position, and lift up. You've done a great job today. So let's bring our legs together, shake them up. Keeping them back nice and tall, let's reach the arms out, up. Hands come together. Bring the hands to your heart chakra, and give thanks to yourself for helping your body to ease out any aches and pains and blocks and become long and fluid. Have a great day.